If you're single, don't discard Christmas. I learned a long time ago that people have parts. Not that we're like Sybil and we're, split personalities, but there are parts of us who hold memories, who hold desires, who hold fears. And sometimes those little parts speak up and they have a little voice. Sometimes we talk about the inner child or the mama bear. We can all agree that there are parts of us. And when you're single around the holidays, your parts will be talking. And it sounds something like this. Basically, I'm going to talk about two parts I know that I always have. You have a part that says the holidays are coming and we're single again and it's not going to be the same and it's not fun and we don't fit in and nobody loves us and why should we even celebrate Christmas? And, we all know that part. Sadly, you do not want to dismiss that part or shove that part away, but you don't want to wallow in that and indulge that part either. You want to, like a parent, listen to that part and help that part find some resolution. I'm currently married. I'm not single, but I am single in the fact that my husband 6 months ago had a massive stroke and he now lives in a board and care facility. I can't take care of him. So in effect, the holidays are coming, and I've been thinking about this. Part of me is like, it's not the same. He's not here. He can't make my favorite Christmas cocktail and I can't buy him a present, or I can, but it's just, this little part of me is like, oh, boo hoo hoo. I do have to grieve. I have a right to grieve. I have a responsibility to grieve, but not to wallow in my grief. So I don't want to skip Christmas, even though part of me wants to skip Christmas. Because when I listen to the past and I think about all those wonderful things that I don't have, it hurts. It hurts and it's painful. Nobody wants to experience pain. So we tend to say, okay, forget Christmas. But I have another part that says Christmas comes every year. It's wonderful. I love the music. I love the food. I love the singing. I love the prayers. I love the liturgy. I love everything about Christmas. So you might have the same thing going on with you if you're single and you don't have any good prospects. I mean, it's getting pretty close to Christmas right now. And if nobody's around, you're probably not going to have a romantic interest this year, maybe next year. But listen to both of those parts. Honor the part that doesn't want to make the big whoop-de-doo out of things because you are grieving, you are lonely, you are hurting about something or whatever. So you don't have to overdo it. But do get out there and do something to celebrate Christmas. It is a joyous time of year where we remember that God came to earth and he took on our flesh to bring us all the love that we really, really do need. So here's what I do for that part. I'm already thinking ahead. What are the traditions that you love about Christmas? What are the traditions that I love? Write them down, talk about them, then do some of them. Maybe not all of them, but do one or two of the traditions that you really, really love and that you miss about the holidays. What are some of the foods that you love? Being Catholics, we're all about food and drink and wine and all the rich banquet that heaven is described as the wedding feast. So for me, I'm going to make a fruitcake. I always make my grandmother's fruitcake. It's a lot of work. I have to do it early and soak it in brandy for weeks and weeks. And part of me that's like, this isn't going to be the same Christmas this year, doesn't want to make the fruitcake. But I'm going to listen to that part and love her and affirm her, but I'm going to let the other part lead. We're going to make the fruitcake. We're going to do some of those fun things that we've always done, and we're doing it for us, even though the people that we love or the people we want to love are not with us. Who are the people that you like to be with at Christmas? I know sometimes going to a party for couples only is very painful when you're single. To going to something like that. You know what? If you want to skip that, fine, but don't skip people. Skip some parties, but don't skip people. Go be with people who love you and that you love. Families, kids. I love being around kids at Christmas. If you don't have kids still in your house, Go borrow some kids. Make yourself available. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Don't have to do it a lot. Just do it once. What about church when it gets right down to what Christmas is all about? Past the food and the traditions and the people. I love a beautiful church. I love a beautiful liturgy. I love Christmas carols. I love thinking and meditating on the fact that God took on flesh for me, and for you, and that he does promise us love. And with love comes the cross. Easter's the cross time. Christmas is the present time. God is a present to us, and he has presents for us. And we have to not be in our back room with the door shut, wallowing in self-pity to come receive his gifts. The last thing, too, I think, is how can you be a gift? This is a season of gift giving and receiving. How can you be a gift to somebody, even though you don't have your romantic love that you want? Who needs you? Who loves what you cook at Christmas time? Who would be welcoming of you and your gift? How can you give of yourself to somebody else instead of just thinking about yourself? Now, we're going to be careful here because a lot in the Christian world, it says, oh, don't think about yourself and your pain and your sorrow. Get out there and, be of service to everybody else. I don't think that's true. I think you have to hold both in a sort of tension where you honor and respect your grief and your sorrow, but you don't let it lead. And you get out there and do what you need to do for Christmas. So hopefully this Christmas, even if you're alone, even if you're single, will be a blessed and holy, rich one for you. If it's not perfect this year, don't stress, because Christmas comes around every year, and it really is one of God's great gifts to me, to you, and to everyone. God bless you, Catholic Match, and I want you to have the best holiday ever, and Merry Christmas.